This is the Nebraska Radio Football Show with interim head coach Mickey Joseph. Proudly brought to you by Channel. Channel seedsmen place products to perform across Nebraska. Get expert advice that yields results at channel.com. And your Midwest Ford dealers. Visit buyfordnow.com.
Snap back, play action. Stepping up as Casey's going to scramble to the 10, to the 5, to the end zone. Touchdown! What a nifty run by Casey Thompson. Gives it off to Anthony Grant. He's in there. Touchdown! Off the right side as he cut back. Great blocking on the right edge. Snap back. Casey looking, stepping, throwing to the end zone. Man out there. Brody Belt. Touchdown! Nebraska. Brody Belt's first career touchdown. Rolls the pocket right. Being hit as he throws down the field. The pass is up in the air. Marquise Buford makes a pick. There's the first INT of the year for the Husker. Marquise Buford pulls it out of the air. Snap back, give it off to A.J. Allen. Picks his way to the 5, to the 1, dives. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Here's your host, Greg Sharpe, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Thank you. Welcome to our weekly Husker football radio show. We're going to have the interim head coach, Mickey Joseph, with us here for the next hour. If you want to be a part of the program with a call or a text, 402-413-2400, the number to do either one of those. Huskers getting ready to welcome the other Big Red, the Battle of the Big Reds, to be resumed on Saturday as the Oklahoma Sooners, the 6th-ranked Sooners, come to Lincoln to play a game that will kick off at 11 o'clock. These two teams, obviously longtime rivals, all those great matchups in the 70s and the 80s that were for the Orange Bowl most of those years. They haven't played in Lincoln since November 7th of 2009. It was a night game, and the Huskers, it was a defensive battle. Nebraska won that game 10-3. Huskers' defense was phenomenal in that game. That's the last time Oklahoma has played inside a Memorial Stadium. They then met in Arlington, the last game for Nebraska as a member of the Big 12 Conference. It was the Big 12 championship game. Huskers raced out to a 17-0 lead. Oklahoma rallied to beat the Huskers in that game 23-20. And then the two teams met last year down in Norman. Huskers were over a 3-touchdown underdog in that game, but gave a pretty good battle against Oklahoma. Came up short, losing 23-16 in that game in Norman back on the 18th of September last year. And then we'll have this matchup here this week. Oklahoma off to a 2-0 start. The Sooners with victories over UTEP and Kent State in their first two games. They'll battle Nebraska this weekend, and then they jump into league play next week with K-State coming to Norman to open up Big 12 play. After this game for the Big Red, the Huskers will have a bye week, and then it's conference games for the rest of the season for Nebraska, including Indiana coming on October the 1st to take on the Big Red. It will be a night game. It will either be at 6 or 6:30. We may get the official kickoff time on that game on Monday. I doubt the league goes to the 6-day notice this early in the year, but Indiana will either be at 6 or 6:30, and we should probably find out on Monday when that is. Obviously, an interesting week for Husker football with the removal of Scott Frost at the top of the program on Sunday by Vice Chancellor, Director of Athletics Trev Alberts, and then naming Mickey Joseph as the interim head football coach for the Cornhuskers for the rest of the year. The former Husker quarterback was hired this past offseason after spending a stint at LSU. Mickey, a quarterback for Tom Osborne, and then has had an interesting coaching career. As he pointed out at his press gathering on Tuesday, he's coached at really every level of football, high school level, NAIA level, Division II, and then obviously at the FBS level, most recently at LSU before coming to Nebraska. And so a lot of folks excited for Mickey to make his debut on the sidelines for the Huskers this Saturday. Oklahoma is under a first-year head coach as well. Brent Venables taking over that program during the offseason. Brent was a longtime assistant coach at Oklahoma under Bob Stoops for a long time, and then went to Clemson to be with Dabo Swinney. He's again off to a 2-0 start. Brent played his football at K-State, played for Bill Snyder, and then coached under Coach Snyder for a few years before going to Norman to take over the Husker football program. But delighted now to welcome on aboard the program the interim head coach of the Cornhuskers, Mickey Joseph. Good to see you, sir. How are you doing?
Good to see y'all.
Are you holding everything together? I mean, it's probably been a really crazy 4 or 5 days for you.
Yes, it's been a really crazy last couple of days, especially Sunday. Sunday was crazy.
You mentioned Tuesday at the press conference that it's about the guys, it's about the players. Give me how they reacted as you've made your way through preparations to get ready for Oklahoma.
Well, you're just pulling them in individually. and pulling them in sometime 2-3 at a time, making sure that they're okay mentally and that they understand that this is the part of the business. This is you want to say it's the sad part of the business, that changes are being made, but it happens everywhere in college football. And just to get them to understand that their feelings matter to me, that I'm going to be here for them, and it's my job to comfort them and to make sure and let them know that everything is going to be okay. And I think for the most part, I think all of them are pretty good.
What's been your tact with the coaches? How have you approached that this week?
That they're responsible to get their group to play. That's their responsibility, to get their group to play, and to coach them up until kickoff. Continue to coach them and give them confidence. Be positive with them, but get your group to play.
What's practice been like?
Fast. We've been running around pretty good, but we picked the tempo up. We getting in and out of drills. We transitioning fast, but it's been fast.
You kind of said something similar about that, maybe even put the word aggressive in there. That's what you want to see out of the defense Saturday. The defense had a tough Saturday night. It was a tough game for them.
Absolutely. But like I told the rest of the team, but they wasn't out there by themselves. Everybody just seen that part. I always tell the offense job is to score one more point than the opponents. Special team job is to play penalty-free and make a big play on special teams. They wasn't out there by themselves. So they can't take the sole responsibility of their loss. No, it wasn't their best day, but they wasn't out there by themselves.
Coach, we had a question about this earlier in the week from a fan. Just said, are you worried at all about a fracture with the team because the offense has been pretty productive and the defense has struggled? Do you worry about the dynamics between the two sides?
No, this is a high character team. These are good kids. These are good boys. So I'm not worried. It's not going to be any fingerprint pointing. We even when Frost was here, he didn't allow that. So they're not going to allow it. When there was a loss, you put it on the coaches and say we got to coach them better. But no, the locker room will never be divided.
And you have a big hand in that. Obviously, you've been working with those wide receivers for that, and I'm sure they kept going, man, we got to go score some more points. And they did. That was a terrific drive to end the game. That 98-yard scoring drive was a really well-executed drive by the offense on Saturday.
Yes, I mean, that's part of their job description. Is the run routes, get open, catch the ball,
score points. Block
when you block. In the offense, it's your job to score points. And they did, but it wasn't enough.
Coach Joseph with us until the top of the hour. If you want to be a part of the program, 402-413-2400 with a call or a text. Let's head to the phones. We'll start in Plattsmouth. Drew, you're up first tonight with Coach Joseph.
All right, Coach. Defense has clearly been an issue this year, especially last game, giving up over 600 yards. I guess what immediate changes can be made to improve that side of the ball when we have the same personnel, the same defensive coordinator and coaches? Is there any changes we can see from last week to this week to show some improvement, especially against a tough Oklahoma offense? So I'll just hang up and listen, and good luck to you.
Well, yes. We gave Coach Shins, we moved him back to the secondary to coach the safeties and the nickels, and we gave Fish just the corners. And we talked about doing some different things, on defense. It comes down to gap integrity, and we did a really good job this week of being in our gaps. I don't want to get into too much about what we changed schematic-wise. That wouldn't be smart right now.
Yeah.
But you'll see some changes. But what you're going to see the boys play hard. They're going to play really hard.
Art in Los Angeles, a text for you, Coach, that says, please tell Mickey we're pulling for him. If he coaches the Huskers like he played, we're in great shape. We love you, Coach. Go Big Red.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Let's stay in Lincoln next for our next caller. John, you're up with Coach Joseph. Good evening.
Hey, Coach. welcome back to Nebraska.
Thank you, John.
Have a non-football question for you.
Okay.
Think back to your days of playing here at Nebraska. What do you remember from them when you were returning back here just recently that you wanted to re-experience? An example might be maybe you were a fan of Misty's Prime Rib when you were a student here at Nebraska. Was there something that you looked forward to experiencing again when you got the opportunity to come back to Nebraska this past year?
Yes, amigos.
Yeah.
The meat and nachos.
There you go.
So when I came back, I wanted to get amigos. And I love Runza. I love the Runza cheeseburger, so we missed that. And I gave my daughter one of it. She fell in love with Runza, so she likes the Runza cheeseburgers.
Now, is Runza approved by Dave Ellis? I mean, I'd have to go check with the nutrition if that's okay.
Well, I don't know. I'm not under Dave's rules. The kids are.
All right, let's head out to North Platte. Jim, you're up next with Mickey Joseph. Good evening.
Yes, I'd like to welcome you back, Coach. I would like to make 2 comments that I am 71 years old. I have watched a lot of awesome defenses, Oklahoma, and I went to that basically Michigan State game about 4 years ago. They scored 2 field goals in the first half, and even we scored 1, 2, 3 in the third and fourth quarter to win. Question is, both of you, is there any coaches out there like Charlie McBride and basically Monty Kiffin, that you can go Big Red?
All right, Jim, thanks.
Well, I'm sure that there's a lot of qualified coaches, defensive coaches that's out there, just like offensive coaches and just like head coaches. But I always say this, usually the good ones are working and they're not on the sideline. So, I mean, there's good coaches. I think we have good coaches. I think our coaches will get it fixed, what they need to get fixed, and they're very demanding of the players right now. But, yes, there's always good coaches out there, but I always say the good ones are always working.
Let's stay in Lincoln for our next caller. Jaden, good evening. You're up with Coach Joseph.
Hey, Coach Joseph, I just wanted to congratulate you on the new head coaching gig, and hopefully you got the boys ready and juiced up. Love listening to your interviews, how straightforward you are, and I know you'll get the best out of the guys. So just wanted to wish you good luck on the big rivalry game.
Jaden, I appreciate it, man, and thanks for all you guys' support.
Oklahoma will get your attention, right? One, a great football team, and you were certainly at the heyday of it when it was just such a great rivalry to play them every year.
Yes. Well, you know what? I was talking to the kids today about that in the Big 8, we had to face them every year. And they've always been a really good football team. It's a solid program. They're in a great recruiting area because they're 2 hours away from Dallas, so they do get a lot of Texas kids. But, from Switzer to Blake to Stoops, and now to Lincoln Riley to Venables, they always have good coaches also, and you got to respect what they've done in the past, and you got to respect what they're doing this year, But it's an exciting rivalry, and just try to explain to the kids, what it means to the state, what it means to the state of Nebraska, that rivalry, and that it's just no love lost between, Oklahoma and Nebraska, but it's a healthy rivalry because I have friends that I played against at OU, and I still have friends, that's coming this week, and you got Charles Thompson, Casey Thomas there. We played against him.
Yep.
I mean, I remember him coming in here, slicing us up. But it's a healthy rivalry because I think we both respect each other, and I think that it's gonna be a good game on Saturday. I think both teams will show up.
Not all your memories could be good. You got hurt in this game against them, right?
Oh yes, I did. Yeah.
I mean, that was wicked.
Yeah, it was. You want to say it was a freak accident, and like the guy who did it, who hit me, Reggie Bournes. We friends to the day, and it was a wet turf. They had to wet the turf because it was old turf, and I hit the turf. But the mistake I made, I ran out of bounds, and Coach Osborne taught not to run out of, was teaching not to run out of bounds. And I ran out of bounds and I hit it and I slid and yeah, I cut my leg open, but I was blessed to be able to come back, and you still got a big scar on it, but it's okay. It's part of football. Injuries happen.
Text question for you, Coach. Oliver Martin had a couple nice catches last week. Are we going to see more of him?
Yes, yes. Marcus Washington's playing at a high level right now, and we're comfortable with Ollie going in the game, and we're looking for more out of Ollie this week.
Very good. Let's stay in Lincoln and Cole. Cole, good evening. You're up next with Coach Joseph.
Hey, Coach.
Hey, Cole. How you doing?
How many hours of sleep have you gotten this week?
Not much. Not much. Just putting a lot of work in. You got to watch all the film. You got to watch all the tape on offense, defense, special teams. So you're putting in the long hours. 14, 15, 16-hour days. But it's part of the job. It's part of the job, and it's exciting. But you got to cover a lot of bases right now. So no, not a lot of sleep.
So when you got hired here, or you said at the beginning of the season at LSU, you had a feeling deep down that you were going to end up here. I'm just curious if you could dive more into that, and if you think that thought that you had in mind with this opportunity that you're getting this summer.
Yeah, I thought after they continued, they were struggling, and when they made a move on offense and we made a move at LSU, I thought I had a good chance of coming back to Nebraska and as an assistant coach. Like I said, I'm grateful to Frost for giving me the opportunity to come back and work at my alma mater. But yes, it was something that was talked about, about me and Bill Bush when we was at LSU. Like maybe one day we can go back to Nebraska because we love Nebraska. Nebraska's a good place, and it's been good to me. It's been good to my family.
Our chat with the coach proudly brought to you by Channel. Channel seedsmen place products to perform across Nebraska. Get expert advice that yield results at channel.com. Let's stay in Lincoln. Bob, you're up next with the coach.
Hey, Coach. Hey, welcome back.
Thank you.
Nobody gave us a chance last year, and we just about pulled that game off. I love the special teams this year. I look for them to tell somebody's going to make a big play. We're either going to have a block punt, or we're going to have, something's going to happen at the special teams that's going to, on our favor. Not only that, but the defense. Don't worry about the defense, guys. People out there, don't worry about the defense. We've got the players. It's just a matter of getting them in the right position. And
all right, Bob, appreciate it. Special teams. Your thoughts about what you've seen through 3 games and where can it go?
Well, I think we're going to continue to get better, but I think Coach Bush is doing an excellent job. I got a chance to work with Coach Bush at LSU, and he's always been really detailed in what he's done, and he's really did a great job with the special teams. Brian's kicking, he's punting at a high rate. The punt team has give up 0 return yards this year. I think he's averaging 45.7 a punt, and that's really good. He turns the field over, and Timmy's got a miss or 2, but Timmy's was really consistent this week. But as a whole, that special team department's doing a really good job with Bush and Joey. They're doing a really good job, and our kids are buying into special teams. They're excited about special teams, and that's what's got to happen. The kids got to be excited about special teams, and I think they're really enjoying and having a good time playing special teams because it's something that we demand that they do, and they understand that's the way to get on the field.
Question on the text line for you, and we're going to take a break then. Hey, Coach, has anything surprised you the last couple of days as being the head coach?
All these interviews, all these cameras and these microphones, and I'm not ready for that. I'm more of a laid-back person and stay at home and I'll go to the office. But yeah, there's a lot of interviews. Tomorrow's worse than this, though.
Yeah. Going to be all the TV guys in tomorrow talking to Coach Joseph. 402-413-2400 if you want to be a part of the program with a call or a text. Our Sports Night hotline brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com with 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you are looking for with Woodhouse. A lot more with the coach coming up.
Do you want your date to wait for your interlock device to let you drive? Your kids to ask why you have an ankle bracelet? Or your boss to see your criminal history? Do you want to miss important life events because of house arrest? Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
There is no place like Nebraska, and there is no place that treats you like your home like Sap Brothers. For over 50 years, Sap Brothers has fueled America's heartland and has been a reliable partner to local farms, businesses, and Huskers fans across Nebraska, providing the highest quality fuel, lubricants, and propane, servicing your farming equipment, and welcoming guests into our travel centers. Visit www.sapbros.net. Sap Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics.
Get ready again for some Nebraska farm facts. When there's work to be done, Nebraska soybeans are on the job in many of your everyday products. In fact, Nebraska soybeans are hard at work in Goodyear tires, Ford cars and trucks, Skechers shoes, asphalt, fuels, lubricants, name brand paints and stains, and more. Soybeans are an innovative replacement for petroleum, leading to more sustainable products all over the world. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Both farmers and Division I athletes are alike in that every season presents a new opportunity. Aurora Cooperative does what they always do, which is lean into every new opportunity. They focus on their roots and continue to stay tougher together with their farmer owners. These core beliefs are much like those of committed Husker athletes. Aurora Cooperative leans on their values of a strong work ethic to get any job done for their producers. Aurora Cooperative, tougher together. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdownsforteachers.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
A DUI is everything you didn't prepare for. You did not save for it. You did not train for it. You did not go to school for it. You did not raise your family or buy a house or get a job for it. It is not your life goal or a dream come true. You have planned for everything in your life. You did not plan for a DUI. Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Families who travel to Nebraska's only Ronald McDonald House are facing extremely uncomfortable situations. Their child is sick in an unfamiliar city, unsure of how to handle it all. But when they walk in the Ronald McDonald House, they can find comfort in the little things. A quiet moment away from the bombardment of beeps and buzzes in a hospital room. The taste of a home-cooked meal. A calming voice saying it'll be okay. Help us provide the little things that make a big difference. Support a one-night stay for a family in need by visiting rmhcomaha.org/Huskers.
I'm so glad we called SOS. RAC is the coldest.
I'm always the coldest.
SOS to the rescue.
Hey, this is Dakota Crawford, wide receiver from Louisiana, now playing in Lincoln. When your AC isn't the coldest, you call SOS Heating and Cooling. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition guaranteed. Take it from the coldest. We will keep you cool this summer.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier.
Can you name one thing that's more exciting than football in Nebraska? Okay, maybe not, but there's something that comes close. Scratch tickets from the Nebraska Lottery. That's right. Choose from a variety of play styles with huge top prizes. There's something fun for everyone. So, when football isn't on, pick up some scratch tickets from the Nebraska Lottery.
Play is good. Go play. Odds vary by game.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm Student Government President Jake Drake with Campus News. A record 54 Husker students earned the Benjamin A. Gilman International Scholarship in the 2021-2022 academic year. This nationally competitive scholarship provides funding for study and internship abroad opportunities for high-achieving students who might not otherwise be able to afford them. Recipients include students from Crete, Norfolk, North Platte, Raymond, Omaha, and Lincoln.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. We're back on our football radio show for the week. The interim head coach, Mickey Joseph, with us until the top of the hour. He wanted to go hour one because you're going to go see some high school football tonight, right? Good for you.
Yes, sir.
Good for you. A Twitter question for you. Coach, I saw a clip on Twitter. I didn't see black shirts out there at practice. Have you taken them away? I'm rooting for you. Good luck, Mickey.
Well, yes. And you know, and it's nothing negative. We talked about a new era starting, you know, and we said everybody's going to have a clean slate. So we are 0-0. So now it's like we're starting from the beginning. So we're going to practice and we're going to earn those black shirts. And I'm confident that they will get them back, but it wasn't taking it away from them because of the game. It's just like if we say everybody's on a clean slate, well, we got to give other kids a chance to be able to get the black shirts also. So that was the reason of taking the black shirts from them. You know, not to be negative, just to say, hey, it's a clean slate, one team, one heartbeat. We all going to run wear the red and white, and then when we feel like you deserve to get the black shirts, we'll give them back to you. But it's a great tradition here. We're going to keep the tradition going. But right now, we're 0-0 with me, so I'm going to get the black shirts back when I think they should.
Very good. Dorothy Lynch, homestyle, light and lean dressing, endless flavorabilities. Let's go to the phones. Pete in West Point, you're up next. Good evening, Pete.
Good evening, Coach Joseph. How you doing?
Pete, I'm good. How are you?
Oh, just on my way home. I've got a couple of things I'm gonna say, and then I want your response. See if you agree.
Okay.
To be a good leader, you must set a good example. You must be honest and fair with everyone, and you must care about people and genuinely care about people. Number two, Tom Osborne had a quote years and years ago. He said, "It's okay to lose, but not to give 100% effort is not an option." What do you think about those?
Well, I think you're right about the leadership. You know, you got to have some. You got to care about people. You got to worry about the person's best interests, and I think that sometimes you got to be as a head football coach, you got to be a strong leader of young men. And some people think you got to be a coordinator to be able to do that. I think you got to be a natural leader, and it comes with your upbringing, the responsibility that you accepted when you were young, when you first started playing football. And then you got to have other people let you know that you're a good leader, that you're a captain of the team. But what kids do these days, they follow good leadership, and they fold under bad leadership. And Coach Osborne's right. I visited with Coach Osborne Monday, and at 10:15, and I just said, "Tell me what you see." And Coach Osborne's honest, and he told me what he saw, and so that was some of the things that I needed to fix. But I'll tell you this, that we have good leadership on our team with our players, and usually player-driven teams are the best teams. So we're putting the ball in the players' court right now, saying, hey, we need y'all to lead. We need you to do things the right way. And I think, so for the most part, they've done everything I asked them to do since taking over Sunday.
Has effort been an issue, do you think, through the first 3 games? That's a bit of a loaded question, I know.
Well, I couldn't tell you with the entire team because I don't look at their grades when I was just a receiver coach. I know in the receiver room, Kaz and I grade them really hard on loafs. And the loafs is that you don't change speeds, you turn down hits. And then I don't know how many people had in their room, but we had, 6 or 7 in our room, out of 70 or 75 plays, and that's still too many. So that's one thing I'll be tracking is loafs, but I got to tell you, this week I've seen effort in practice. I've seen it because now coaches, are pushing them. Hey, let's run. We're running. We're moving. And everybody's screaming the same thing. Transition. Let's go. Let's get there. So practice has been shorter, but practice has been faster.
You mentioned Kaz. That is Mike?
Yes.
He's taken over your room with you as you now being head coach.
Yes.
Confidence in him? Absolutely.
Kaz, my right-hand man. Didn't know much about the kids when I came here. And I didn't know much about Whipple system when I came here. I knew Whipple, but I didn't know his system. And Cass had worked with Whipple at Massachusetts. They had been together, so he understood it, what was going on. And he understood the kids, and he gave me a lot out of the kids. Cass is really sharp. He's a really good football coach, and he's really detailed. That's what I like about him. He's really detailed. He's a big-time coach. And, we happy to have him here in Nebraska and hope to be able to, to keep him, because he's such a good coach.
Let's stay in Lincoln next. Lisa, you're up with Coach Joseph.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Coach, welcome home, first of all, and wishing you guys all the best of luck, and looking forward to seeing increased fundamentals. My question is more around the tight end position. I have to say, first of all, I'm a little partial to that position. I married myself a tight end, so I like to but our offensive line has shown glimpses of improvement. They've got good size, but they've also been weak on the pass protection and opening up things for the run. So 2 questions. Are you looking at adding in more tight end sets to help with that pass protection and opening up the run? And then number 2, can you give any status update on Vokalek? Will we see him this weekend? Is he back from his injury?
Well, we do have tight end sets that we're going to use. That we used, previously. Nothing any different. And Travis is still day to day. He's still day to day, and we hopefully that we get him back on Saturday. But he's trying to get back. He's working hard, and hopefully we can get him back on Saturday.
Be a great addition. I keep looking out there the last couple of weeks when they do the coin toss. 2 of our captains haven't been in uniform. You don't like that.
No,
want your
you don't like
ready
that.
To go.
No, you want your captains ready to go.
Yeah. Hey, buckle up with the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Well, this year, Alumni Hall is sponsoring a play from Husker history. We're going to go back to the game of the century in 1971. It was early in the game, and the ball was about to be punted away by Oklahoma.
Here's Wiley's kick. It's high. It holds up there. Rogers takes the ball at the 30. He's hit and got away. Back upfield to the 35, to the 40. He's to the 45. He's to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, to the 20, to the 10. He's all the way home. Holy moly. Man, woman, and child did that. Put them in the aisles. Johnny the Jet Rogers just tore them loose from their shoes.
Iconic plays in Cornhusker history. Johnny's touchdown running in that game of the century in 1971. Alumni Hall is your ultimate Husker shopping experience with the largest and best selection of apparel, vault gear, and tailgate accessories. Shop their 2 Lincoln locations or alumnihall.com. Alumni Hall, where Huskers shop. 402-413-2400, the number to dot us up with a comment or question or fire off a text. More with the coach coming up.
The Ford truck lineup is purpose-built from the ground up, designed to be tough and productive. Crafted with high-strength, military-grade aluminum alloy body and torture-tested high-strength steel frame with new tech to help you work smart and hard. The F-150, Ranger, and Maverick are built tough and ready to tackle whatever lies ahead. Hit the road in confidence and learn more about Ford trucks in-store or online anytime at WoodhouseFord.com, your trusted truck dealer since 1975. Woodhouse Ford.
Hello, I'm Tom Osborne. Thank you for your support of Teammates mentoring programs. Because of your generosity, we are able to continue our mission to positively impact the world by inspiring students to reach their full potential through mentoring. Please go to www.teammates.org.
This message is sponsored by the NEX Cashback app. Earn 15% cash back on every purchase, every store, every day at Nebraska Crossing in Gretna, the official shopping center of the Huskers.
Casey Thompson on the shotgun. Gets the snap, puts it in the belly of Anthony Grant. Oh, keeps it himself. Scoots to the left. Touchdown, Nebraska. Casey Thompson's second rushing touchdown of the night.
Hey, Huskers fans. Tomorrow, join us for Sports Nightly from 6 to 8 p.m. In Hour 1, we'll make our weekly college football picks. Then in Hour 2, we'll catch up with Nebraska women's basketball guard Jazz Shelley and name our winners and losers of the week. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics, research, and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Central Valley Ag works with farmers to select the right seed for their operation. CVA's agronomists match the best seed to your soil types, management practices, and yield goal to maximize the highest yield opportunity. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Lock in max discounts, flexible terms, and early access to supply. Enroll in CVA's Go Early Seed program by October 14th. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. The Toyota hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power, savings with style, and top-notch tech to keep you connected. Not to mention plush premium interiors and the most advanced Toyota safety features. So, now you know who you're talking to. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota, the brand with a hybrid or electric vehicle for every driver. Toyota, the brand that helps save you money at the pump. Now, let me ask you a question, dear gas prices. You really think you can stand in the way of the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer estimates, CY 2000 through 2021 sales.
I'm so glad we called SOS. RAC is the coldest.
I'm always the coldest.
SOS to the rescue.
Hey, this is Dakota Crawford, wide receiver from Louisiana, now playing in Lincoln. When your AC isn't the coldest, you call SOS Heating and Cooling. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition guaranteed. Take it from the coldest. We will keep you cool this summer.
Beardmore Subaru celebrates Nebraska volleyball again this season. 5 national championships, 47 All-Americans, and a home sellout streak dating back to 2001. The longest streak for any women's sport in NCAA history. Beardmore Subaru has been a proud supporter of Husker volleyball for more than 10 years. Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue has the new Subaru Outback Wilderness, loaded with off-road ready upgrades, and the new Solterra, Subaru's first ever all-electric and all-wheel drive vehicle. Go Big Red.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
At Sid Dillon Chevrolet, we help you find vehicles designed with purpose and function, prioritizing safety, technology, and the dependability you need. Visit our Chevy locations in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo to shop in-stock and inbound inventory, or to order your new vehicle. And as your Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles, including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Visit SidDillonChevy.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Chevy, find new roads.
Our chat with the coach, proudly brought to you by Channel. Channel Seedsman placed products to perform across Nebraska. Get expert advice that yields results at channel.com. It's our football radio hour here on SportsOnic. Coach Joseph with us until the top of the hour, 402-413-2400. Let's stay in Lincoln. Michael, you are up next with Coach Joseph.
Hi, Coach. How are you doing?
I'm good, Michael. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I just wanted to kind of piggyback off of a couple of questions. Is there anything that surprised you, especially about the leaders of the team during this transition?
You know, they was really receptive what I was saying. I met with the leaders. I met with the captains, and they explained to them my vision, where I wanted to go, where we needed to go, and what we needed to do to win. And they were good. They said, Coach, you know what? Let's go. We're gonna ride with you. We're gonna support you, because they know me. You know, I got here. I have a good relationship with them. All 4 of them. I brought 4 captains in, and I also brought Casey in. You know, because he's the quarterback. I have a good relationship with these kids, and they understood what I wanted to do, and they know it's gonna be a little different. It was gonna be different. You know, I'm gonna be a little more feistier. I'm gonna be more in your face, and I demand that you do things the right way. And everybody gets it, and that's what they know. Frankie can get it, the punter, you know, Timmy, the kicker, you know, whoever, you know, I got to get you to play at a high level. And sometimes getting in your face, that helps. You know, you got to be able to handle it, because in life, that's what's going to happen. Sometimes when life gets in your face, you got to be able to handle it. And that's what they're going through right now. It's a life lesson.
Michael, appreciate the call. Let's go to Omaha. John, you're up next with Coach Joseph.
Thank you for taking my call, both of you. Coach Joseph, we're definitely behind you, praying for you. I have a question on the upcoming Oklahoma game. What areas do you think, I'm sure you've seen some film by now, that Nebraska can make adjustments, beat Oklahoma? Any specific areas you think? Appreciate your time. Go Big Red, beat Oklahoma.
I think it comes down to blocking and tackling with any football game. I think we got to be able to stop the run, and we got to be able to run the football, establish the run. And I think that's what Nebraska was built on, was physicality. And I think we got to be physical, because we know they're going to be physical, but I think we got to try to be a physical football team. And that's the adjustment that you're going to have to make during the game. Like, who's going to be the most physical team? It's going to be us, or it's going to be them. So we got to be physical.
Nebraska 811 says, go dig red. Before you dig, always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free, it's easy, it's the law. Let's pull in Oklahoma Husker. You're up next with Coach.
Yes, Coach Joseph. How are you? Welcome back to Lincoln.
Thank you.
I just want you to know you have support all the way from Oklahoma. not just myself. I live in a small community, and there are several of us here rooting for you and this team. I'm going to make the trip tomorrow, head up to Lincoln to support you and the guys, and we believe in you. Go Big Red, beat OU.
Thank you.
Well put. Let's come back into Lincoln. Cindy, you're up next with Coach.
Hi, Greg. Hi, Mickey. Last year, I went to every away game, well, except for one, including Oklahoma, and I know there's a lot of fans that are looking for a Moses to bring us into the promised land, but I wanted to let you know that I'm more than happy with a Joseph who can save his people and maybe a Husker Nation. But let's talk energy. What are your thoughts on demeanor coming out of the tunnel and the tunnel walk, demeanor on the bench, throwing the bones? What's acceptable? What isn't?
Well, we spoke to the team and I spoke to the coaches about the energy, bringing your own energy. So what we did at practice, we turned the music off, and now we bring our own energy, because that's what you have to do during the game. You got to bring your own energy. I know our fans are going to bring energy, because our fans, we need to compete against each other. What section is going to be the loudest? We're going to need our fans to be loudest that they ever been before, because we're going to need them. We're going to need that. We're going to need that noise to disrupt them on offense. But energy, that's what we're preaching right now. The kids have a lot of energy. The coaches have a lot of energy. The trainers have a lot of energy. The strength coaches have a lot of energy. Energy's got to be out throughout the building, because I think that's what pushes you to be great. Just let you have energy to do it.
Cindy, great call. Appreciate that. Hey, if the Huskers return the first or second half opening kickoff for a touchdown, you could win a $54,000 credit on a new vehicle from Woodhouse Auto Family Dealership this season. This week's contestant is Vicki Nichols of Hastings. Go to huskers.com/Woodhouse for official rules on how to get entered. 402-413-2400, our last segment with a coach coming up.
Husker fans, join us in celebrating excellence in women's athletics. Meet student athletes and alumni from every Nebraska women's program and commemorate the 50th anniversary of Title IX at the More is Possible Rally on Saturday, October 8th at Bolin Stadium. This event will begin at 10:30 a.m. and is free for all ages. Register today at huskers.com/Title IX.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
While some seed companies put a greater stake in stock prices and anonymous shareholders, Rob Seco knows that what's important to you hits closer to home. That's why you'll find we're focused on your needs. With a simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, a relationship that makes it easy to connect with anyone in the company, and the technology, traits, and genetics you need from any source. Put your stock in the company that puts you first. Rob Seco.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
I'm so glad we called SOS. RAC is the coldest.
I'm always the coldest.
SOS to the rescue.
Hey, this is Dakota Crawford, wide receiver from Louisiana, now playing in Lincoln. When your AC isn't the coldest, you call SOS Heating and Cooling. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition guaranteed. Take it from the coldest. We will keep you cool this summer.
Let Shelter Insurance get you in the game this football season. The Nebraska Huskers are gearing up for another big year, and this is your chance to win tickets from Shelter Insurance and the Husker Radio Network. Contact a Nebraska Shelter agent, and they'll register you for a chance to win tickets to one of 4 home football games this season. Only Shelter agents can register you, so call, email, or drop by for your chance to win. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com/Huskers and ask them to register you to win.
Hey Huskers fans, this Saturday, join us on the Huskers Radio Network as Nebraska takes on Oklahoma. Our pregame coverage begins at 7 a.m. with Ben McLaughlin and Brendan Stye on Huskers Game Day, followed by Countdown to Kickoff and the head coach pregame show. Then, from the opening kick to the final whistle, Greg Sharpe, Matt Davison, and Jessica Coody will give you the call from the booth and the sidelines. After the game, Bill Dolman and Jay Foreman will recap the game on the 5th quarter show, and then Greg and Jessica will talk to Mickey Joseph and Huskers players in the head coach and locker room shows before Matt Coady and Jay Foreman wrap things up with your calls on Big Red Reaction. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red!
Touchdown, Nebraska!
If you're doing business in Nebraska, the best way to connect your organization with the excitement surrounding the Huskers is through a partnership with Nebraska Athletics. You can take your business to the next level by reaching loyal Husker fans through in-venue signage, digital and social media, radio advertising, and more.
Got it!
Join the Husker team today and email partners@huskers.com to learn more about opportunities to connect with Husker Nation. That's partners@huskers.com.
Find your next truck at Woodhouse Buick GMC. No matter where you're heading or what tasks need tackling, there's a premium and capable GMC truck that's perfect for you. Make a statement on the job site, out on the town, or wherever life leads you in the powerful and distinctive Sierra 1500, or elevate your driving experience in the adventurous and innovative Canyon. Explore our inventory online at WoodhouseBuickGMC.com or visit our indoor showroom today. Woodhouse Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card, free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
The official co-op of Husker Nation, Central Valley Ag, invites you to participate in the football radio show, whether you text from the tractor or call from the combines. Farmer feedback is always welcomed on the Huskers Radio Network. Just a couple of minutes left with Coach Joseph. Let's go to Nebraska City. Hank, you're up next with the coach.
Hi, Coach Joseph. Just wondering how we think the game this week's going to go and if the starters are still going to be the same.
Well, I'm sure it's going to be a shake-up somewhere down the line, but I think that it's going to be a really good football game. I think the kids going to come out and give maximum effort, and I'm sure OU is going to come out and give maximum effort. They're a top 10 football team, so we expect their best punch, and we're going to give them our best punch.
These are the games you come to play for, right? These big games,
yes,
national TV.
Yes,
this
sir.
is why you come play college football.
This is why you come to play college football, for games like this, national TV, prime time, a top 10 football team, and you got a chance to, to do something good. So, like Coach Bush always says, he said, Mickey, the game's on TV, and they keep it score, so they got to get you excited.
Coach, we appreciate you coming in.
I appreciate you guys.
There he is, Coach. Interim head coach Mickey Joseph with us here on our football radio show. Our Chat with the Coach is proudly brought to you by Channel. Channel Seedsman place products to perform across Nebraska. Get expert advice that yields results at channel.com. And our Sports Sunday Hotline brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com. Our volleyball show with head coach John Cook coming up next.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Hay un hombre abierto por derecha, otro por izquierda. Thompson se la va a dejar al corredor, que es AJ Allen. AJ Allen se va por el centro. AJ Allen le pegan, pero sigue, aguanta, corre, salta. ¡Anotación! Huskers! Coméntame, Tico.
Hey, Huskers fans, this Saturday, the Huskers Radio Network is proud to present Nebraska football in Espanol. Coverage of the Huskers matchup against Oklahoma begins at 11 a.m. Central. Tune in at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate.
You already got the hat, the jersey, maybe even the occasional red and white face paint. So kick things off right this season and add the FNBO Husker Visa debit card to the list. Pay loud and proud for every Husker decal, t-shirt, or hot dog at the game. Wear your heart on your sleeve and in your wallet with the Husker Visa debit card, free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get yours today at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
This is the Husker Volleyball Radio Show with head coach John Cook, presented by Bank of the West and your Midwest Ford dealers. Visit buyfordnow.com.
Serve to Maddie, perfect pass. Long shoots at Becca, Alec. Kaboom! Woo-hoo! 17 each. Savannah Chacon, Crown Point, Indiana serves. Beautiful pass, Kenzie. Quick attack, Kaylin Horde. Her 4th kill. Kaboom! 24-20. Now the black-clad Cardinal outside tip shot from Baird. Block back covered again. The Cardinal back row. Kendall Kip, triple block! Triple block! Krause with 2 hands on that baby. It's 18-12 all Huskers so far. Now Creighton bumps it over to the left again. Ava Martin, the freshman, block back and covered. Creighton once more, down 5 late in the 5th. Right side shot, Davis. Good up by Maddie Kubik for the match. It's going to be Hayden Kubik. She did it! Call the grandkids! Nebraska at 5 over Creighton.
Here is your host, Jessica Coody, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Welcome into our Nebraska Volleyball show, awaiting John Cook, the head coach, to arrive here in studio. I'm Jessica Coody. I'm sorry to disappoint, but Lauren Cook-West is headed back home. John Baylor out again tonight, so I am stepping in tonight as Coach Cook is joining us now. So Huskers improved to 7-0 on the season before tough one on Tuesday night against Stanford, number 9 Stanford, falling in that one. Coach Cook, how's it going?
Great.
Thanks for switching up the schedule for us. We were supposed to go first, but let Mickey Joseph get on there, so appreciate that.
Well, it worked out good.
Well, coming off the loss to Stanford, I know you had said that there were some things that some mistakes made in critical moments and didn't make plays when you needed them to make. What else did you take away after you stepped away from it, watched the film?
We played good volleyball at times. We just didn't finish. So that and losing to Stanford doesn't make it as a fun night. But the crowd was awesome. It was some good high-level volleyball, some great athletes out there making some huge plays. But it's just kind of the way we gave a couple points away. It was tough.
402-413-2400 if you want to be on, or shoot us a text on our Woodhouse Auto Family text line. 37 combined service errors between the two teams. How much does that make it difficult to get into a rhythm?
A little bit, but they were really, we were higher, but they were really higher. And again, I think it was an intense crowd, intense atmosphere. I think both teams were uptight. I saw us do some things I haven't seen us do all year, out of position, communication stuff. It was a tense match, and so I think serving is a reflection of how uptight they are, because it's just them and the balls. So Stanford was rattled, and we were a little bit rattled, but still was a pretty good match.
Is that partly because you have a lot of young players that are kind of going through this for the first time?
I hope so. The Big Ten is not forgiving. I mean, you don't have much time whether you're young or old.
You had mentioned the crowd and 8,385 fans, and I know that TV announcers had said that was the loudest they'd ever heard Devaney. Was that up there in one of the loudest atmospheres?
Well, it was right up there. It was loud, and it was loud the whole night. I mean, like I said, our crowd was awesome, and great environment for those two teams to play, and it was intense volleyball. I mean, three of the games were down to 2 points or 3 points, and then I think we beat them pretty bad in one game. I think, was that it, or they beat us bad? I can't remember who won that. One of the games wasn't that close, but there's some really good volleyball, tense moments, and it was back and forth. I mean, nobody ever really got too far ahead or too far behind, and it was just point by point, and came down to the wire.
How good is that for this program and your team?
Well, we need that to prepare for the Big Ten. So it's, I told him, I said, it's going to be like this every night from here on out. We had 21 matches left. Get used to it. This is the way it's going to be.
Nicklin Hames, any update on her?
Yeah, she's out for right now, so I don't know. I don't know. It's one of those things. She just needs some rest. So, time.
So you had Kennedy Orr come in. What'd you see in her, and did you see some good things out of her when she came in?
She did a nice job. I mean, it was hard to come in after standing there for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, to get thrown in there like that. But we actually hit 360 off her while she was in there in that game 4. So I that's pretty darn good if we can hit that. And so I thought she stepped up and really helped us when we needed it, because we could have imploded her by then or folded up. And Nicklin, was trying to play hurt, and she couldn't set the ball. She couldn't move. So we had to get her. I mean, she said, I can't go. And because I was wondering what was going on, like her sets started getting really low and tight, and I'm like, whoa. But I didn't know at the time, and so she finally said, I got to come out. So
got to be a good opportunity then to get Kennedy in that kind of environment and get her some experience with that as well.
Yep. But she's going to play now. So
Maggie Mendelson, we saw a lot of her the last couple of matches. What did you see in her to get her some opportunities out there?
Well, when Allie went out to 3 matches ago, it gave us a chance to redo our system and put Maggie in there. So Maggie's a competitor. She's learning kind of a new position. She's 6'5", so she creates some issues blocking, and I love how she competes. I mean, she's a warrior.
Got a text for you on our text line. Has Coach decided yet if we are going to run a 5-1 or a 6-2?
No.
How do you go about that is it a feel for the matchup, what's going on in the game? I mean, just the rotations, all of that, who's playing and where and what?
Yeah. It's based on the next couple of days of practice. We always work on both because, when you run out of subs, you have to go to a 5-1. So if one setter can really separate and show that they can be a difference maker and make all those hitters better, it's better always to go with a one-setter offense. And if they're both washed, then it's better to go to 6-2. So see how practice goes tomorrow and the next day and make a decision. But we can flip in and out of either one.
I did want to go back to the service errors, and that's something that you've brought up a few times this season, and I know Stanford coach had talked about it too going into it. How do you fix that? I mean, if it's mental, and how do you get better at it?
Today we worked on routine. We stress, I always tell them, serving is the most important drill we do every day, and we do several different bursts of serving. And I remind them, what do I tell you guys every day? It's the most important drill. And because everything starts with a serve. So it's just trying to get them to trust their routine and trust what they're doing. And technically we worked on a couple things today to help some of them out so they'd be more consistent. So it's always a fine tuning process serving, because you're just always living on the edge. You got to serve tough, but you got to serve in. If you serve too tough and it goes out, or if you serve too easy, then you're going to pay for it. So you're always living on the edge on that one.
You talk about the routine. Is it kind of like a free throw shot? It's the same thing every single time you get up there, and how do they get that routine?
Yeah, we practice it. So they all have their own routines. Actually, some days they have to tell each other what their routines are, so they verbalize it. But it's no different than a free throw, a field goal kicker. It's the one time where it's just you and the ball, and what are you going to do with it? And so the thing about the routine is, can you serve, when it's 5-5 in the first game or it's 15-15 in the fifth, do you keep your same routine or does it change? And we always want to try to keep the same routine and not look at the scoreboard.
Do you have a routine? Do you have when you serve, did you have a routine?
I'm a routine freak.
Got another text for you here on our text line. Coach Cook, the Bob Devaney Center is obviously an incredible venue for volleyball. With that said, after setting the attendance record versus Creighton, would you ever be interested in playing just one match at PBA to see if Husker Nation can fill it up? I have a feeling the fans would get close to capacity. Best of luck the rest of the season. Go Big Red.
We'll see what happens this week at Wisconsin, how big a crowd they get, and if we got to go to PBA to get it back, we will.
We had talked about Nicklin's injury. What about Allie Batenhorst? What's her status?
She's slowly coming back. Again, these soft tissue injuries are rest. So So it depends how long it takes the body to heal. But she's doing more and more every day.
Is it, again, good getting a lot of players involved and seeing what you have and an entire team?
Pretty much everybody's playing, so everybody's played. I mean, some years we go, some people never play, and we redshirt them, but everybody's played this year, and no redshirting going on this year.
Going back to the crowd, and I know the student section has been a big emphasis for you. Why is that so important to get the student section in there and rocking?
Well, if you go back in history, when we were at the Coliseum, it was completely sold out, and there was no student section. And I remember we lost the top recruit in the country back in 04 or 05. What year? It must have been 04. And I asked her, because we had a great visit with her. I thought she was going to come here. And I said, well, why not Nebraska? And she said, you know what? You don't have a student section. And I'm like, you're right, we don't. So when we went to Devaney, we wanted to make sure we would have a student section. And after I told administration back when we were in the Coliseum, I mean, there's no place to put us. We couldn't add seats or anything. So they made one row where the band was in front of the band for students. So there'd be 12 students there. So I'd buy them pizza. It was a couple of pizzas and they're happy. And so it was a big priority when we moved to Devaney to have a student section. Now, it's not perfect because they're in 3 different spots. We like them to be all together, but the problem is you've got all those courtside seats and those people that have had those season tickets forever before we had a student section. So we don't really want to, where would we move them? So it's kind of a dilemma we're in. So that's why I'm trying to work so hard to fire up our students, Red Kingdom, get them shirts. They give them a lot of stuff, but make them feel a part of it, and they do a great job. They got to help me out a little more with the line calls back there. So I can't see them from long distance. That's the first place I look, and they'll tell me. Yeah. So.
I know you interact with them, and you've been in the line while they're waiting to get in, and you talk about buying them pizza. How much do you enjoy interacting with them too? It's great, and there's a couple of they have a couple ringleaders, and I've texted with them a little bit, and they're fired up and love their passion, and that student section sells out in July. Mm-hmm. So it's a popular thing to do, and we really appreciate them, and they're it's just awesome. And I love 45 minutes before the match. I mean, they're the first ones in Devaney. They're filling up, getting ready, just hanging out down there, and they have fun, which is cool. Are they the ones that come up with all the new chants? Yeah, they've got 2 ringleaders that I think promote all that or create it or whatever, and yeah, they're great. And here's what's cool. So we just had two of the top recruits in the country, and Saturday night we played Long Beach, and so afterward I was talking to him, and they go, Kai, what is the student section going to come up for us? What's going to be our chant, or what are they going to be saying about us, or our nicknames, or whatever? So there you go. Look at the impact those guys have, because they want, they're already thinking about, if they come to Nebraska, what's the student section going to say? So that's really cool. Well, yeah, because I heard it when I went the other night. They were like the knuckles and and all of that, and it's cool how quickly everybody catches on to it. Yeah. And so I got to imagine, as a player and coming in, that's got to be really special. Yeah. So those guys are really creative. That's one of the things that makes coaching fun. Do you ever hear something and think, oh, that's pretty good in the middle of it, or? No, I'm too. It's hard to hear it down there. I mean, there's a lot of noise going on, people talking. It's just so I just hear them cheering. I just hear noise. So. They've never done you wrong though on the out of bounds calls. No, they're great. I mean, but sometimes we had one a couple matches ago. I look and they're like, okay. But the problem was we've lost a few, but we're having problems. Not us, but DV Sport is having problems with the replays. So the refs, I'm 95% confident when I challenge, we're going to win it. But if they have a wrong call and they can't prove it on the cameras, well, if half the cameras are out, they can't see. They're trying to use some other camera and they go, we can't see it. So that's been the answer for all the challenges I've lost. We couldn't see it. So I mean. What's the point of having replay if you can't see it? Which is,
The Big Ten needs to be called out, and DV Sport needs to be called out. I mean, we're getting ready. We're 1 week away from Big Ten, and we still don't have the system working. They're the ones that send it.
Is it because not everybody has the same cameras?
Nope, everybody has the same system and all the same cameras. The Big Ten bought it, but DV Sport's having issues with their software or something, so the thing keeps blowing out.
Because I remember last year you were saying that they watched like Husker Vision. If they were watching monitors from the feeds from the cameras from Husker Vision, they would have a better.
Right. When NET did the what match was that? Ole Miss. I think it was Ole Miss. Yeah, we used their cameras because DV Sport was out. But when BTN Plus is doing it, they can't see.
Right.
I mean, because NET does the best job of televising volleyball in the country, but when Big Ten sends their little truck in or Big Ten Plus, I guess, I mean, it's student run, and they just the refs can't see it. So I'm told, I think I've lost the last 5 or 6 challenges, and we can't see it.
We had talked last week about you bringing recruits to a night game and getting that experience. What do they think? What do the recruits think when they come in for a night football game?
They loved it. The moms love it. They love it. It was awesome. I mean, it was a beautiful night. Like one of the moms told me, she goes, if there's ever a night to bring a recruit in for a volleyball match and a football, that was it.
Yeah.
Just great weather, great atmosphere. I mean, the stadium was awesome. I'm like you. I'm down there on the field, and I mean, it's awesome.
What did they think of the light show?
They loved all of it. They love Little Red. They love the band. They love the flyover. And I was actually talking to the guy coordinating the flyover. He was down there talking to me, and he was telling me, okay, here it comes. He's timing it. Getting those guys were out over Crete somewhere, and they were getting them lined up to come over. And I was telling the girls, here we go. Here comes the flyover, and like I really knew what was going on. But I'm like, here, get ready. Here, they're coming. Whoa.
I think we should get you in when they jump, and they parachute out of the plane.
I ain't
you
doing
should
that.
do that.
No way.
No?
Yeah.
Absolutely
Becca
not.
Alec will do it.
All right, we got to work in our first break here on the Nebraska Volleyball Show. The Sports Daily Hotline is brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com. Anytime with 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned, you can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. Back with more with Coach Cook right after this.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm Student Government President Jake Drake with Campus News. Nebraska has the most technically advanced buildings in the Big Ten, according to an annual review of universities across the country. Nebraska has also saved over $85 million over the past 17 years by making long-term investments in clean, reliable energy sources, cutting-edge automation, and collaborations across campus.
Block back and covered. Creighton once more, down 5 late in the 5th. Right side shot, Davis. Good up by Maddie Kubik for the match. It's going to be Hayden Kubik. She did it! Call the grandkids! Nebraska at 5 over Creighton.
Hey Huskers fans, this Sunday, join us at 1:30 p.m. as Nebraska Volleyball takes on 13th ranked Kentucky in Lexington. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
It's more than a Lincoln, it's your Lincoln. Custom order your next luxury SUV with Woodhouse Lincoln today. Choose from the full range of Lincoln models and curate every detail to your deepest desires. From exterior color down to each accessory, our friendly and knowledgeable sales staff will guide you to your next vehicle. Begin your custom order journey online at woodhouselincoln.com.
Farmers can make what seems impossible reality with a little hard work and ingenuity. They find solutions to reduce inputs and improve their yield. Valley Irrigation is no different. As the leader in irrigation technology, we deliver results and optimize your operation. Because when you have a vision for the future, you need the people that can make it possible by your side. Expect what's next. Expect what's possible from Valley. Visit us at valleyirrigation.com.
Subaru loves building vehicles for those who pack a lot into life. The 2023 Crosstrek is their way of saying more power to you. With 182 horsepower, you have a world of fun and adventure waiting for you. And the Crosstrek comes with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. Love is out there. Find it in the Crosstrek. 182 horsepower engine available on select models. DeToe Subaru, located at 2750 Jamie Lane in Lincoln, and online at DeToeSubaru.com.
Families who travel to Nebraska's only Ronald McDonald House are facing extremely uncomfortable situations. Their child is sick in an unfamiliar city, unsure of how to handle it all. But when they walk in the Ronald McDonald House, they can find comfort in the little things. A quiet moment away from the bombardment of beeps and buzzes in a hospital room. The taste of a home-cooked meal. A calming voice saying it'll be okay. Help us provide the little things that make a big difference. Support a one-night stay for a family in need by visiting rmhcomaha.org/Huskers.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
I'm so glad we called SOS. RAC is the coldest.
I'm always the coldest.
SOS to the rescue.
Hey, this is Dakota Crawford, wide receiver from Louisiana, now playing in Lincoln. When your AC isn't the coldest, you call SOS Heating and Cooling. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition guaranteed. Take it from the coldest. We will keep you cool this summer.
Central Valley Ag works with farmers to select the right seed for their operation. CVA's agronomists match the best seed to your soil types, management practices, and yield goal to maximize the highest yield opportunity. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. This week only, enter to win one of 4 drawings for 24 bags of seed corn, valued at $6,000. Enter to win at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Husker fans, join us in celebrating excellence in women's athletics. Meet student athletes and alumni from every Nebraska women's program and commemorate the 50th anniversary of Title IX at the More is Possible Rally on Saturday, October 8th at Bolin Stadium. This event will begin at 10:30 a.m. and is free for all ages. Register today at huskers.com/Title IX.
Can you name one thing that's more exciting than football in Nebraska? Okay, maybe not, but there's something that comes close. Scratch tickets from the Nebraska Lottery. That's right. Choose from a variety of play styles with huge top prizes. There's something fun for everyone. So, when football isn't on, pick up some scratch tickets from the Nebraska Lottery.
Play is good. Go play. Odds vary by game.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
I'm University of Nebraska-Lincoln student Hannah Pham with Campus News. Students from Nebraska's Johnny Carson Center for Emerging Media Arts helped create visual effects for the Star Wars TV series Obi-Wan Kenobi. This opportunity came from a 3-month internship with Lola VFX, a visual effects firm in Los Angeles. This internship transitioned to employment, with Huskers also creating effects for the superhero movie Thor: Love and Thunder.
The official co-op of Husker Nation, Central Valley Ag, invites you to participate in the Volleyball radio show, whether you text from the tractor or call from the combines. Farmer feedback is always welcomed on the Huskers Radio Network. As we welcome you back to the Nebraska Volleyball Show, I'm Jessica Coody here with John Cook. And I said at the top, I said, I'm sorry to disappoint that Lauren is not back for this. We had a lot of positive feedback from that. One person said it felt like we were just listening in to you guys chatting at the dinner table.
Yeah, no, that was a fun show, and she knows how to get my goat. So,
I feel like she can ask you questions a lot of people can't.
Right. She knows how to. Anyway, yeah, it was fun to have her here, but yeah. So
taping
that's
a podcast, a new podcast.
I think she just texted me today and said, when can we do the podcast? I don't know, this week or next week, but. She loves it, and she does a good job, and she's, was a setter, so she sees the game really well. She sees things that I don't see, and she's got great intuition with our players and their body language and connections and those things. So, we've got to do some more of that.
Absolutely. Hopefully she can come back in studio again soon. Okay, got a few texts for you here. Dave asks, what's the rule for out of bounds on a ball outside the court when we tried to bump it backwards against Stanford onto our side, but the whistle blew? Dave in Lincoln.
That's a really good question. So let's start with internationally. Internationally, you can run on the other side as long as it's outside the pole and play the ball back and play it back over. Up until about 3 years ago, we could do that in college. But the problem is some venues, like Purdue, would be an example in the Big Ten, it's so tight. Somebody could get really injured trying to run through there because they could hit the pole or hit the scorer's table, or there's fans there that could trip over. So they decided to take that out. So you can only go to the pole on your side and play the ball, but you can't go past the pole. And that, if you notice, our player, I can't remember who it was, tried to stop and reach, but once the ball crosses that plane of the pole, then it's over. They blow the whistle. So it does take out some of the excitement, but again, internationally, the arenas are bigger, so they have room to do that. But a lot of colleges don't have that room, and so it became a safety issue. And I think some kids, I don't know, there might have been a couple injuries or people crashed into things, and they just decided to take it out. And I think that was about 3 years ago.
Here's another one, just letting us know, according to Kohl Center website, over 17,000 sold for Florida-Wisconsin match.
Wow. Well, good for them.
The PBA thing is looking more and more like it might be happening.
I hope PBA has enough seats more than the Kohl.
Okay, Coach Cook, is it harder for a shorter person to serve a really tough serve, and why do we not see many jump serves anymore?
Great question. It is tougher for shorter people to serve. So, like against Stanford, Kendall Kipp, who's 6'5", she missed a lot, but when her serve came in, it was really tough to pass because it's coming down at an angle at the passers. So if you're short, like Lexi Rodriguez, she's serving up and over the net, so it's harder for her to serve a tougher serve. The reason we don't see many jump serves is because the women, it's very rare you see it anymore because they just can't hit it hard enough to make it effective. Where a float serve, because the net's low, a float serve is much harder to pass. And occasionally you'll see a jump server. Let's see, we played Long Beach, pulled out a jump server, but they just don't hit it hard enough and consistent enough that you really see somebody that can impact it. Like in the old days, there was always somebody always had a jump serve. But I think the passing's gotten better, the athletes have gotten better, and it's just not as effective as it used to be.
Dorothy Lynch, home style and light and lean dressing, endless flavorabilities. Here's another one for you. Can Coach talk about why Maisie seems to come in to serve primarily toward the end of games? Is that intentional? Corey in North Platte.
No, it's because of subs. We're running out of subs, so we try to save one late if we want to use her as a serve sub. But a couple of those games against Stanford went really long, so we ran out of subs, so we couldn't get her in. The one time I got her in, we had a sub left. So, but we got Becca in the system. Becca's got to be a great server for us, and she was off against Stanford, which hurt us in that rotation. But Maisie had one shot, came in and nailed it.
Texts are rolling in for you now. Caitlin Hort is hitting 299 thus far this season, below her hitting percentage last year at Penn State. What do we need to do to get Caitlin going?
That's a great question. Part of the problem is we played three different setters. So it's last year she had one setter. So that's the connection between a middle and a setter. And she's had three different setters trying to set her, and she's a unique player because of her build and how she jumps and how she swings. So we just haven't found that rhythm yet with her, and part of it is our system makes it hard on her, and so we just got to keep working at it.
All right, and another one asking about Nicklin, which you said just time and any timeline for a return. So no timeline, right?
I don't know. Those are out of my. Our medical people just are on that.
So I did want to ask you about, because you had talked about the scheduling and the tough and preparing for the Big Ten, and we've seen more of that, more programs outside of just Nebraska that have scheduled some tough matches. How good is that for the sport that you're seeing some programs from out of conferences schedule these marquee matchups before they get to conference play?
It's great. And, 5 years ago, everybody was afraid to play big matches early because if you lose, it would hurt your RPI.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now, supposedly, the NCAA committee is not going to go off the RPI, which we all know it's flawed. It's not accurate. It's not a great tool to determine seeding. So they're going to use some other tools now. And so hopefully we'll be rewarded for playing a tough schedule, and other teams will be, even if you lose. I mean, it's better to, if we lose to Stanford, it's better than maybe, beating Corpus Christi RPI-wise, because if their RPI is low, then that's going to hurt you, where Stanford's got a high RPI even if you lose. So there's some ways they're going to evaluate that reward you for playing a tough schedule. So that's one part of it, but like last year, we finished, Wisconsin won the Big Ten. We were 2 points away from winning the Big Ten. We finished second. And and we don't, two teams from the ACC get to host.
Right.
Okay, well, they're not playing in the Big Ten. They're playing basically 2 or 3 ranked teams the whole ACC season, because it's Pittsburgh and Louisville. I think there might have been one more team that was ranked. We're playing a top 10 team every week. So you're not going to go 18-0 in the conference.
Right.
So that's why this committee has got to, make it, they got to figure out, what conference you're playing and who you're playing and strength of schedule and all that. So hopefully it's going to be more fair going forward using these other tools that they say they're going to use, but who the heck knows for sure.
This year they're saying they will use it? Yeah, because I remember back when basketball went from the RPI to net, because they made it more conducive to basketball. And the RPI just doesn't work. It's more baseball and softball, right?
They admit the RPI is flawed, but they go, well, that's our only tool. Well, there's all kinds of other tools that we use and other people use that, for all that. And there's people that, just guys, volleyball nerd math guys that do, there's one thing called the Pablo, run by somebody, and it's, they actually take into, are you on the road or are you at home? How close were the games? You get blown out? Was it close? Like, you lose 3 games by 2 points. Well, you should be rewarded for that. If you get blown out, you should get penalized for that. So it's, like I said, who knows, but that's what they're saying.
So did you see this last night? Number 3 Louisville, number 13 Kentucky. You guys will see soon. They were playing on ESPN, and they put out a graphic that it was only the 4th time in 25 years that a regular season volleyball match was shown on ESPN. That blew my mind. Like, why? We got to change that.
Yeah. Jessica, I've been trying for years. I've met with ESPN. I mean, it's it's coaches like Danny, and I think it's a Title IX deal, and those coaches who are younger, they've heard me bitch for 20 years, so they're not going to listen to me. But if some of those coaches are complaining, and I've seen a lot of tweets, and like we got knocked off of Fox Sports the other night because our match was going long for baseball. We outdrew the baseball game. People are irate, but I can't go say anything to Fox Sports. That's got to be people higher level. It's got to be the fans saying, hey, we don't appreciate that, and put pressure on these guys, and we're starting to get good ratings. So hopefully that entices them to do more.
Well, I think, too, because you have the Big Ten Network, and they do put a lot of volleyball on, and so you probably within the Big Ten bubble, you take for granted that nationally you're not getting exposure at a national audience. And I think that was a big part of why softball really took off, because ESPN started putting them on TV. So
no question.
I think, they should definitely make more of an effort to put volleyball on, because it's fun to watch, and it's a game that if people see it, I think they'll stay tuned and start watching it and be more invested in the sport.
Yep, I agree completely, and that's why I've promoted moving volleyball to the spring, because softball has no competition. The baseball is later than them for the World Series and all the playoffs. Softball goes earlier. It's great. They got one location they go to every year. I've proposed that. Hey, have the Final Four in Omaha every year. It'll sell out every year. Everybody knows where they're going, but I'm just one coach.
Keep breaking attendance records and breaking those viewership records, and I think that will continue to change, hopefully. All right, got to take another break here on the Nebraska Volleyball Show. Nebraska 811 says, go dig red. Before you dig, always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free, it's easy, it's the law. Back with more with Coach Cook right after this.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
Can you name one thing that's more exciting than football in Nebraska? Okay, maybe not, but there's something that comes close. Scratch tickets from the Nebraska Lottery. That's right. Choose from a variety of play styles with huge top prizes. There's something fun for everyone. So, when football isn't on, pick up some scratch tickets from the Nebraska Lottery.
Play is good. Go play. Odds vary by game.
Subaru loves building vehicles for those who pack a lot into life. The 2023 Crosstrek is their way of saying more power to you. With 182 horsepower, you have a world of fun and adventure waiting for you. And the Crosstrek comes with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. Love is out there. Find it in a Crosstrek. 182 horsepower engine available on select models. DeTow Subaru, located at 2750 Jamie Lane in Lincoln, and online at DeTowSubaru.com.
The name on the mailbox may say Smith, Myers, Baumgartner, or Johnson, but when you choose to plant with Rob Seco, it includes your name too, making you a stockholder in a company that's invested in you. With the simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, relationships that bring more to the table, the technology, traits, and genetics that take on local conditions, and people with the know-how to use it. At Rob Seco, the only stockholder we listen to is you.
Central Valley Ag works with farmers to select the right seed for their operation. CVA's agronomists match the best seed to your soil types, management practices, and yield goal to maximize the highest yield opportunity. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. This week only, enter to win one of 4 drawings for 24 bags of seed corn, valued at $6,000. Enter to win at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
For 46 years, our focus has been our customers at Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont. Come see for yourself how easy buying your new car, truck, or SUV at Sid Dillon can be. Stop by our dealership in Fremont to order your new vehicle and shop in-stock and inbound inventory. And if you need a commercial vehicle, we're your GMC Business Elite dealer. Shop at SidDillonBuickGMC.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
GMC, we are professional grade.
I'm so glad we called SOS. RAC is the coldest.
I'm always the coldest.
SOS to the rescue.
Hey, this is Dakota Crawford, wide receiver from Louisiana, now playing in Lincoln. When your AC isn't the coldest, you call SOS Heating and Cooling. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition guaranteed. Take it from the coldest. We will keep you cool this summer.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, Financial Services.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. The Toyota hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power, savings with style, and top-notch tech to keep you connected. Not to mention plush premium interiors and the most advanced Toyota safety features. So, now you know who you're talking to. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota, the brand with a hybrid or electric vehicle for every driver. Toyota, the brand that helps save you money at the pump. Now, let me ask you a question, dear gas prices. You really think you can stand in the way of the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer estimates, CY 2000 through 2021 sales.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. A couple more segments left here with Coach Cook, 402-413-2400 if you want to be a part of the show. Coach, I was going to ask you about this the last time I hosted, but we ran out of time. But Barb Hibner was honored for the Title IX series on the big screen and the home opener the other day. And I know she meant a lot to you and this program. So why was she so instrumental here at Nebraska?
So when I first came here as an assistant, she was the SWA, and she was going into Bob Devaney, who was the AD at the time, and telling him, we're going to start promoting women's sports. Because, I mean, our facilities were terrible, the locker rooms were terrible, no support. And she fought the battles, and she was not afraid to go in and get in Coach Devaney's face and get stuff done. So she really is one of the main people in Title IX, not only in Nebraska but nationally. And she was willing to fight the battles and not take no for an answer. And those were some of the women leaders at the time that needed to help try to get Title IX going and get better opportunities for female athletes. And she was that way all the way till she retired. And I was over in the Coliseum, so it went, first of all, it was Coach Devaney's office. Then it was, at one point, I think it was Coach Osborne's office. And then it was Dr. Hibner's office. And then eventually they built it when we were in the Coliseum. Then it became my office over there. And what's great, there's this big seal, state seal built into the wall, which I don't even know if guys know how to do that anymore. It's awesome in the part of the Coliseum. But so I remember, and while she was still working and had in that office, we were just right next door. So I'd always have these, come back after practice, go up the office, and she'd just come in and we just talk for hour about sports, and she was from Pennsylvania and Penn State and Title IX and what we need to get done and the battle she was fighting, and so yeah, she was a pioneer in her day and made a great impact.
All right, a few more texts for you here. Is there any way the girls could start on the other end of the court occasionally? We'd like to catch a ball sometimes as well.
Hey, some of those guys throw the ball all the way down there, but no. That answer to that is no. But yeah, I tell them be careful because those balls are light. You don't want to throw out your shoulder, in warm-ups. But I'll keep reminding them to throw some down there. But maybe the marketing people need to throw some out too down that end to make everybody feel a part of it.
Maybe you could have some of your managers run over on the other side and throw some out.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll tell those guys to spread the love a little bit.
Yeah, just they could run over to the other end.
Yeah.
Okay. Then here's another one for you. Do you think Whitney and Lindsay are ready to play 6 rotations?
They're getting close. Okay,
and from Patrick Krause, was our serve receive good enough to win in the Stanford match?
No question. We outpassed them. So yes, it was.
Well, what was it like having Coach Hildebrand back in Devaney?
It was great. I mean, we had a great time, and what was cool is, and this is, our fans will appreciate this. So he's at Long Beach, okay, and he wouldn't even know this if I asked him who was the last football coach at Long Beach. Do you know who it is?
No.
Because they don't have football there anymore.
Yeah.
It was George Allen.
Okay.
And so anyway, we got him tickets to take his team to the football game. So that Saturday night that the recruit moms were talking about, what a great night, he got to take his team to the football game. Well, you think about it, what's the big deal? Well, they don't have football. So just think think about his team gets to go to a college football game, because they're not doing that at Long Beach.
Wow.
And so they had a great time, and loved playing in the Devaney, and he wants to come back next year. So I said great, because next year, because we want to do the same week where we play Creighton midweek and then play Long Beach on the weekend, and good chance there'll probably be another football game. But they had a blast, and it's fun. He's going to build a great program there.
What a cool experience, because again, you just take it for granted. You think like, oh, around here everybody plays football too.
I know, but look how many schools don't, and it's, a lot of schools in California, that whole West Coast Conference. I think San Diego plays Division III or II, but a lot of those schools, Pepperdine and Gonzaga, and they don't play football. So those kids are missing out on that experience, and that was what was cool about our team. Got to go that night, so they had a blast, and they get all decked up, and they have a great time. But that's why you go to college, right?
To go to football games?
Yeah, well, that's one of the things you do,
All right, we're getting our final break here. Our final segment up next with Coach Cook. Women-owned businesses are vital to a thriving culture of entrepreneurship, innovation, and responsible contribution to the community and the planet. Bank of the West is proud to provide resources, training, and solutions to help you achieve your goals. Learn more at bankofthewest.com, member FDIC.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Central Valley Ag works with farmers to select the right seed for their operation. CVA's agronomists match the best seed to your soil types, management practices, and yield goal to maximize the highest yield opportunity. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Lock in max discounts, flexible terms, and early access to supply. Enroll in CVA's Go Early Seed program by October 14th. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Husker fans, in honor of the 50th anniversary of Title IX, we are taking a look back at some of the female Husker trailblazers who proved that more is possible. Today, we honor Carol Frost. Growing up with a great passion for all sports, at a time there were very limited opportunities for her to participate and compete. Carol graduated high school and enrolled at UNL, where there was no track and field program, yet she continued to train on her own. Overcoming many obstacles along the way, Carol would become the nation's top women's discus thrower, a four-time U.S. champion, winning Pan American gold in '67, and in 1968, she became the first woman from the state of Nebraska to qualify for the Olympics.
As I look back, I just so wish that I would have had the opportunities that girls have now. You know, had sports been what they are when I graduated in 1965, my first love was basketball. I would have loved to have a scholarship to the University of Nebraska in basketball. If I didn't have it in basketball, it would have been softball. And so those were my first two loves, but there was no opportunity. So I ended up going to the Olympics in track and field because the opportunity was there.
In 1976, she was named the second head coach for women's cross country and track and field, leading Nebraska to the first conference titles in program history. Carol would later join her husband Larry's staff, coaching high school football in Nebraska and Texas for 30 years. Still to this day competing in track and field, she owns American records for both the shot put and discus in the Masters division. She just wanted to play sports, and even when she was told otherwise, Carol Frost always believed more is possible. This Title IX Spotlight is proudly brought to you by Bank of the West. Women-owned businesses are vital to a thriving culture of entrepreneurship, innovation, and responsible contribution to community and the planet. Bank of the West is proud to provide resources, training, and solutions to help you achieve your goals. Learn more at bankofthewest.com. Member FDIC.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts. Husker fans, join us in celebrating excellence in women's athletics. Meet student athletes and alumni from every Nebraska women's program and commemorate the 50th anniversary of Title IX at the More is Possible Rally on Saturday, October 8th at Bolin Stadium. This event will begin at 10:30 a.m. and is free for all ages. Register today at huskers.com/Title IX.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Final segment, it's a quick one. We went long on the other one, so we got about a minute left, Coach. No AC at Kentucky. You shut it off today to get ready for it, and how ready is this team for the road trip?
Well, it's going to be a great challenge, and Kentucky played great last night against Louisville, and you're right, there's no air there, so it's an old build. It's their old basketball gym. It's kind of a cool building. We've played there several times in the NCAA tournament, and I think we played a regular season match there, so it's a fun town, fun place to play. They'll have a big crowd, so let's do it.
So you had them all sweating today to get ready for it.
Yeah, they sweat a lot anyway, but they really were sweating today.
All right, again, it's coming up Sunday, 2 o'clock. And that one is going to be on ESPN too, so you can watch it there. Appreciate your time, Coach. Best of luck.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Thanks to Coach Cook for joining us. And this has been the Nebraska Volleyball Show. Buckle up and put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office mentioned it will be on ESPN too, but Lauren and JB will have the call for you here on the Huskers Radio Network. Pre-game show starting at 1:30. Thanks for listening. Have a great one, everybody.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Casey Thompson on the shotgun. Gets the snap, puts it in the belly of Anthony Grant. Oh, keeps it himself. Scoots to the left. Touchdown, Nebraska. Casey Thompson's second rushing touchdown of the night.
Hey, Huskers fans. Tomorrow, join us for Sports Nightly from 6 to 8 p.m. In Hour 1, we'll make our weekly college football picks. Then in Hour 2, we'll catch up with Nebraska women's basketball guard Jazz Shelley and name our winners and losers of the week. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Subaru loves building vehicles for those who pack a lot into life. The 2023 Crosstrek is their way of saying more power to you. With 182 horsepower, you have a world of fun and adventure waiting for you. And the Crosstrek comes with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. Love is out there. Find it in the Crosstrek. 182 horsepower engine available on select models. DeTow Subaru, located at 2750 Jamie Lane in Lincoln, and online at detowsubaru.com.
Do you want your date to wait for your interlock device to let you drive? Your kids to ask why you have an ankle bracelet? Or your boss to see your criminal history? Do you want to miss important life events because of house arrest? Get a ride. A DUI costs